Dear survivors, distinguished guests, dear friends. April 15th, 70 years ago, was the day of liberation of Bergen Belsen. The day you, dear survivors, experienced your exodus. You became free, coming out from darkness to light. 70 years is a long time. In the period of 70 years, we were born, we grew up, worked, experienced a lot, got married, conceived children, and we even have grandchildren. During these years, all of us lived in constant tension between past and future, Holocaust and revival. In this tense journey, you were the pillar of fire leading the way. You found in yourselves strength. You shook off the ashes and guided us to choose the path of life. You did not let the horrors of the past dictate your actions. You have managed to rehabilitate yourselves and rebuild your lives. Many of you immigrated to Israel, took part in building the State of Israel, fought its wars, and raised beautiful families. I embrace you with all my heart. My friends, we expected that after 70 years, the anti-Semitism in Europe would disappear and we would enjoy security and tranquility, putting the terrible past behind us and looking towards serenity and peace of mind. But regretfully, reality strikes us cruelly and anti-Semitism is lifting its head again. Jews no longer feel secure. Again, they are killed just because they are Jewish. Thus reminding us that we cannot give up the mission to remember, remind, and commemorate in order that this will never happen again. Some of the survivors did not live to share with us this distinguished moment. They have a special place deep in our hearts, and in this evening, I miss them even more than usually. Two of them are personally related to me, and I'm here thanks to them. My mother, Gala Concert, and my father, Rafael Olewski. Both were liberated in Bergen Belsen. My father immediately joined a group of active, energetic people, headed by Yossel Rosensaft, whose son is sitting here. This legendary group shaped the Jewish life in the Bergen Belsen DP camp. After immigrating to Israel, Rafael Olewski and his colleagues founded the Organization of Bergen Belsen Survivors, Irgun She'erit HaPleta, which is still active today. I have the honor to be a member of its board with Chairman Ariel Yalomi, a survivor of Belsen who is also here. We have 400 members, probably the biggest organization of survivors of any camp. This concert reminds me, of course, of my mother, Rachela Olewski-Zelmanovich, influenced by music all her life. From Shabbat songs she heard at home, to learning to play a mandolin at school, to playing the mandolin in the famous women's orchestra in Birkenau, conducted by Alma Rosé. There she played as she had never played before, in order to save her life. Music did save my mother's life. At the end of 1944, the Jewish musician girls were deported to Bergen Belsen. Death was all over the camp. People were dying by plagues and starvation. But young Rachela survived thanks to the unity of this group of women, her friends from the orchestra, who supported each other devotedly. After the liberation, She met my father, they started a new life together, and I was born in the Glimnews Hospital in the DP camp. Music was always a part of our life. My mother used to play for us on the mandolin, and we listened at home to classical music, which was the repertoire played at the Women's Orchestra in Auschwitz. On the invitation to this concert, you can see a special stamp issued in Israel in honor of Jewish violins which miraculously survived the Holocaust. I would like to thank our dear friend Michael First, President of the Jewish Communities of Niedersachsen, and Mary Sofer for choosing this stamp for the program. What would I give to have my mother here with us tonight, watching this audience and listening to a concert conducted by an Israeli conductor? How proud she would have been to see here my brother Aryeh and the future generations, two of her grandchildren, Ronit and Uri, who came especially from Israel with me here. In memory of my late mother, I would like to present Maestro Lahav Shani with a copy of her story, Crime is Forbidden Here. I don't know if it's here now, but I will give it to him. This is the copy. With your permission, I would like to dedicate this concert to the memory of my mother, Rachel Olewski, in honor of her friends who live today in Israel, Great Britain, and Europe. To her friend Anita Lasker, who played in the Women's Orchestra and is probably present here tonight, and to the memory of those who are no longer with us, but are still deep in our hearts. Thank you. On this solemn moment, I wish to present a special Israeli stamp sheet dedicated to the 70 years of liberation of Bergen Belsen, to Kultus Ministerin Freude Heiligen Stadt, as a symbolic token of our appreciation of her friendship and support. I would like to present this special stamp sheet also to Michael First for his wisdom, his outstanding support and devotion, for being a mensch and a true friend of the Israeli organization and of us personally. Dear Michael.